Ever since I was younger, I was into video games.
Somebody like the Fuse so I can bring bad news to all these crews who can't NBA jam with the shoe.
Hi everybody, welcome to something completely new. Welcome to Whiskey Wednesdays. We're going to start doing this. I think it's going to be a thing because why not? I have recently, and by recently today is March 8th, started kind of dabbling in whiskey. I credit that to my brother-in-law Brandon. On Christmas Eve of this year, or last year, we were hanging out and he was stationed in Japan the last 3 years and amassed an amazing Japanese whiskey collection. And on Christmas Eve maybe it was Christmas night, and it doesn't matter. After dinner the one night, we sat and he shared whiskey with me, and I kind of had this weird moment where I started to really appreciate it and actually kind of start to smell and taste things that he was telling me that I should be smelling and tasting. So the last couple months, I've been kind of getting more into whiskey, and I randomly started an Instagram page just to like take photos of whiskeys that I've tried to like keep track of what I've had and what I like. And a couple people messaged me. They're like, "Hey, are you gonna start doing whiskey reviews on YouTube?" And at first I was like, "No, I don't know much about it. Like I wouldn't feel comfortable talking about it." But the more I thought about it over the weekend, I was like, I'm probably the perfect person to be doing this. Not perfect in the sense that I know anything or that my palate is anywhere near what it should be, but because I'm a beginner, and I don't have, preconceived thoughts of what I should be smelling and tasting. I have no idea about hype when it comes to whiskey other than like the big name things. I'm not a whiskey drinker, so I don't know like what's good, what I really like, what I don't like. This is just going to be kind of a journey into trying recommended things, things that are recommended to me at affordable prices. I'm definitely not going to be a new money person who goes chasing crazy bottles because I have no want to do that. So I thought this would be fun to do. So the first Whiskey Wednesday we're going to do is just going to be Buffalo Trace. This beer was recommended, gosh, I can't remember who it was. It was on an arcade forum. As like one of the beginner ones. The name is escaping me. But he had mentioned that it's affordable and it's a good kind of beginner bourbon to drink. So that's what we're going to do. You can see this bottle has been drunk out of. I have had this, and this past weekend I watched the fights with my two brother-in-laws, and we were drinking some bourbon, and this was one of the ones that we were drinking. So this is 90 proof. 45% alcohol. Buffalo Trace is Franklin County, Kentucky. I think Buffalo Trace is where all the Pappy Van Winkle stuff is made. So again, I don't know if this is something that's hyped. I know that this bottle where I live in Southern California was $24, so that seemed like a good deal to me. And I have had, I think, Modern Times stouts that were aged in Buffalo Trace barrels. So I'm not familiar with it. But yeah, figured it would be fun to do stuff like this. So that's what we're going to do. I'm sure other people who watch these beer reviews are also bourbon drinkers, clearly. I mean, I've talked to people about it when I do stout reviews. So yeah, I've enjoyed the little bit of whiskey stuff that I've had the last couple months. So maybe this will be a fun road to go down. Who knows? I'll post these if people want to watch them. They can. If they don't want to, that's fine too. So yeah, it's one of those things where I still kind of feel like when I smell whiskey, I get like really big alcohol first. So I'm sure I'm not smelling everything that people who drink this regularly do, but as soon as like I poured it, it smells sweet to me. It's like, I don't know, it smells sugary, like brown sugar. It definitely smells hot, like peppery. But it's like, it's funny because I've seen other people talk about whiskey and they talk about fruits. I still haven't really got, like, people talk about cherry a lot. I haven't got cherry much in any of the whiskeys. To me, a lot of whiskeys, when they smell sweet, they kind of get like pears. And that's what this smells like to me. It smells like alcoholic pears. And it smells like woody. This is it's straight whiskey, right? Yeah, so straight bourbon whiskey, which I think means it has to be aged for at least 4 years. I think this one, we were talking about over the weekend. I think this is aged like between 6 and 8 years. So I guess smelling the wood would make sense. But yeah, I mean, it smells, it's not as hot as some of the other stuff that I tasted this past weekend is. And I think just because of the proof, I think sometimes with, the spice that I smell, it's because of the high alcohol content. This smells really pleasant. See, and with the first time I take a taste of something like that, immediately my tongue just gets overwhelmed by like ethanol, by alcohol. And I was talking to Brandon about that, and he was like, that's what's going to happen with your palate the first time you taste it. Then you kind of sit for a second and then taste it again, and then you'll kind of start getting different flavors. Hopefully, maybe we won't. We might, who knows. Yeah, so this is definitely sweet, and I like that. There is a spice to it, which I equate to like pepper. Even like, it's almost like cinnamony, but not cinnamon like we've all partied and drank Fireball, right? It doesn't taste cinnamony like that, but it's just like when you chew cinnamon gum, how you just have that kind of spicy, not spearmint, but kind of spice like that. But definitely like pear, and it's really, really, to me, it's very woody. It's very oaky. But it's not offensive at all. It doesn't make me want to, you kind of get like that twinge, like I do sometimes if there's just something that's very alcoholic. It can kind of like give you the shivers. It definitely feels warm going down. My chest is definitely warm. My tongue stays warm. But this is really, really, I enjoy it. Again, I haven't drank enough whiskey to where I know what I don't like, I don't think. So something like this, I enjoy this. I like the sweetness of it. I like that it's not overpowering as far as like alcohol feels, burn, stuff like that. And I just like the little bit of spice, and I like the woodiness that I get from it. So for $24, this is a bottle that this will last me for a long, long time. Another cool thing about whiskey that's different than beer. I mean, you buy a 4-pack of double IPAs for $25 and it can be gone in a night. It can be gone in an hour. Something like this for $25, it'll last me a long, long time. So I kind of like the value, the bang for your buck. I don't know the rules as far as like this goes. Could you mix this with something? Do people make, mixed drinks with this? I don't know. I've only been drinking whiskey neat so far. I have not put ice in it yet. I probably should do that. We were talking over the weekend how you can put water in it and it changes it a little bit. But for now, when I drink these and just kind of talk for a couple minutes about them, we'll just be drinking them neat, straight. But this is something that I would recommend for someone who wants to get into this, just because I don't think it's over the top, crazy offensive, like crazy intense. It's really, really good. I enjoy like that pear kind of fruity, woody thing, and I enjoy the spicy kind of cinnamon bite from it. So yeah, Buffalo Trace to me is a winner. I really, really enjoy it. So if you guys are fans, let's talk about it. I'm definitely open to recommendations, anything, in the $20 to $30 range. Obviously, I know where I live, whiskey's much more expensive than a lot of parts where you guys are at. But yeah, I think this could be a fun little journey to get into. So that's it. I appreciate you guys watching. See you soon. Cheers.
Thank you for coming behind the bar, in the arcade, all that shit.
Ever since I was younger, I was into video games.
Somebody like the fuse so I can bring bad news to all these crews who can't NBA jam with the shoe.